grasping is about pursuing something, but it's also about rejecting something. So there's these two aspects to grasping, both wanting and rejecting, these two aspects to grasping. And this is why I was delighted that Anne doesn't know anything about meditation, because a lot of people have the idea that in meditation that you reject what's appearing in your mind. That's not the case at all. If you reject what's appearing in your mind, you're grasping. So working first of all with the grasped, because that's what I covered last week. So I mentioned last week basically about how nothing lasts. Everything is always changing. Now we don't see the world like that. Like if you take your phone, that's a real thing. It's solid. It's real. It's out there. And yet at the same time, you notice how you take care of it. Why do you take care of it? Because the bloody thing can break. It's not solid. We think it's solid, but it's not solid. Nothing lasts. Especially the battery in these bloody things. Nothing lasts, right? And but when you realize this, when you realize that everything changes, that you're grasping lessons. You have less grasping. You're not so shocked when you drop your phone and the screen breaks. Because that's how it is, And when the grasping lessens, it becomes easier to rest. Just to be. So that's covered one end of the grasping, the grasper and the grasped. So, you really realize, there is nothing you can hold on to. There isn't anything you can hold on to. Everything changes. So, stop struggling. Release the struggle. Ease, release. So, if we move over to the grasper, this is the interesting one. Thing about the grasper. Now, I hope I explained this well, because and let's explore it a little bit if I don't. The thing about the grasper is that we have this idea of about solidity. This, the idea of solidity, which is how we see our world. We apply that not only to our experiences, but also to ourselves. We see ourselves as being a solid I. This is what everyone that you meet will believe. There is an I. There's a solid thing there that experiences. So, if you look at a photograph of yourself as a baby, if you have such a thing, you may not even recognize. You've been told that's what you look like. But anyway, so if you look at, is that the same you as now? Or you as a young child, is that the same you as now? It's obviously not. I used to have hair. So it's obviously not. But, and here's the point, there is a continuity from that baby to me now. There is a continuity. A continuity of what? A continuity of experiencing. Do you see? This continuity of experiencing, we solidify into this idea of I, the grasper. But actually, all you can really say is there's a continuity of experiencing. You cannot find something solid that you can point to and say, this is me. Because it's all changing. Just to give you an example, I don't know if this will work or not. I'll give you an example. It's like, it's summer now, right? Is summer a thing? Summer is a label that we give to a continuity of similar type of weather. There's no summer. Although I believe in Ireland you've had one this year. You see? Just like that, you know? There's a continuity of experiencing, but there's no solid thing here that experiences. What does that mean? There's nothing about yourself that you can hold on to. All that's there's no I. All that's there is this undefinable me. This, I used to call it, it's too fancy a word maybe, this locus of experiencing. There's nothing there. There's no thing there. There's nothing solid there. There is only experiencing. Right, so with this kind of perspective, then we can begin just to be. When we realize that there's no I to defend or promote, when we realize that, and we realize that there's nothing you can grasp onto, then you can actually relax. You can actually rest. And it's all right to say that, but the momentum of all the wrong ways we've had of looking at things, that has a momentum. So because it has a momentum, because you will see things as solid, you will believe that there's a solid I, there's something called ego. You'll believe all that stuff. Because of that, then we have a practice of meditation. We have a practice of being in a state of rest, where all of that solidifying, grasping ceases. And so we begin, this is quite a special method. Many meditation classes use the breath as the medium for the meditation, but what we do here is quite different. So you begin very, very simply. You leave your mouth open and you breathe through your mouth. You don't have to block your nostrils, but you breathe through your mouth. And that's so that you can feel the breath moving in and out of your mouth. There's a little bit more, there's more kind of complicated yogic stuff about this, but so we just sit quietly, with your mouth slightly open. Now we're not going to do anything. We're just going to feel our breath. That's all. And you don't have to be tight about, oh, I have to feel my breath. No. You just feel your breath. You get carried away, I remind you, you come back, you feel your breath. Mouth slightly open. Very, very ordinary, just sitting casually. Now, in particular, you will notice, as you feel your breath, you will notice that as you breathe out, There's like a feeling of release, a feeling of ease. This is not something you create. This is something you feel. It's there already. You don't have to create it. So there's no pressure. If something arises in your mind telling you do this, do that, do the other, I'm on a break. Particularly as the breath leaves your body. As you relax, your breathing will become slower naturally. You're not trying to slow down your breath, but you notice as you become more at ease, it slows down. And your sense of ease deepens as you experience the out-breath. You may even notice if you become quite relaxed. You might even notice there's a point just before you breathe in again. There's a point where your breath has left your body. And there's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Like a great spaciousness. You may even get so relaxed that at that point where your breath has gone out, there's like a little gap before you breathe in again. And you just rest. You just rest in that spacious experience. And you're not controlling your breath. So you just leave your mind without having to do anything at all. Without having to change anything. Just breathing. just resting in this simple awareness. Simple awareness. So what happens? There's an interesting point. Actually, there's 2 points here, but anyway. So what happens when you become thoroughly familiar with just being? What happens? What happens in ordinary, everyday life? You experience everything just like everyone else does. You have thoughts, memories, feelings, just like an ordinary person. But there's a difference. The difference is that you realize there's no I to defend. There's nothing you can grasp. There's no underlying basis for suffering. And there's a beautiful line from Dudjom Rinpoche's, it's called Calling the Lama from Afar. He says, like, having purified the great delusion, the heart's darkness, the radiant light of the unobscured sun continuously rises. What's the great darkness? Solidification. What's the unobscured sun? This simple awareness. This simple, unaffected awareness. Okay, that's it.